It's been a long time since a game captivated my attention the same way Palworld does. I'm at 50 hours, and I'm addicted. It's not just me who needed a new game. Gaming itself needed something new. At first, I didn't take it that seriously because I thought to myself it was going to be a boring turn-based game. Ark had been one of my obsessions for a very long time, and when I realized that Palworld plays like Ark, I was instantly sold. From cute little creatures that help you around the base to nice stylized graphics, we are having a strong start of the year with Palworld, and a good reminder that complex mechanics and graphics aren't everything. It's also the game I'm gonna start my Twitch streaming journey, so if you wanna join, the link is in the description. First, let's address the elephant in the room. Gaming is overly saturated with serious competitive games that try a bit too much to be the one true game. These games are almost always the same. Very few risk it with new ideas and mechanics. There are still lots of good games, but in a lot of cases, those games are not from the genres I personally like and play. Releasing each year a copy of a previous game, or yet another remaster, gets boring, and people are catching up on what is going on. And when something new and different comes around, we all pounce on it. Is Palworld a never-seen-before game? No, but it takes multiple genres and mechanics and makes them better. They are not reinventing the wheel, they just improve on it. It doesn't try to keep us in-game with slowdown mechanics or time gates. You can even modify some of the timers to make the game as fast as you want. It offers a lot of flexibility that not many games have anymore. We just want to have fun. We are sick of being competitive, always making sure we play games the right way, and we ignore the way we want to play a game. That's why people don't really care about the AI and copyright drama. But I'm not gonna get into that because we still don't have any proof they used AI. We only have mad devs on Twitter. People are sick of being sad and miserable all day long. I think it's time to take a chill pill and remind ourselves that games should be fun, not a lame copy of the IRL world. Not every game needs to be a sweaty game. Not every game needs to be pay to win, or your new personality. Make a good simple fun game and people will play. Because of its graphics, the game looks more inviting, more casual and fun. Take for example Ark. It's graphic intensive, it kinda looks like a very try-hard game, and it's pretty difficult to get into as a new player. Dinos aren't really a popular interest compared to fantasy creatures, so it's no surprise Palworld surpassed Ark. In recent years, almost every single game tried to look as realistic as possible, and most of them look messy on medium or lower settings. This bothered me a lot in Ark, and now with the release of Ark Ascended, they made the graphics a bit better, but in my opinion, stylized graphics are still better. I don't play my games for graphics, and in this race, the loser is our PC. I've played Ark for months with migraines because of the bright white skybox and fog effects, and in Palworld, I have none of these issues. The contrast is better. When you take most of these realistic games and put them side by side, in a lot of cases, you can't really distinguish them from one another. Some of the most memorable games have stylized graphics, like World of Warcraft and Valheim. Apart from cute designs inspired from real-life animals, Pals come with different elements, combos, and abilities. I haven't learned yet how all the elements and weaknesses work, but the system is a bit more simplistic than Pokemon. You don't need a science degree to play the game. If a system is not really that intuitive, then I'm not gonna enjoy having spreadsheets in my face for each battle. I think this is a plus for all of us that want to figure out the game on our own. Pals are right in the middle, simpler than Pokemons and more complex than Ark Dinos. Running on an alpaca unleashing chaos everywhere and mining with a mammoth were the highlights of my first playthrough. Catching pals with good passives is worth it, and once you have a few of them, it's time to breed all those good passives together and get an OP pal. I enjoy both breeding systems, even if they are completely different. Ark breeding is hardcore if you want to stack mutations, and it's something that really consumed my time a lot, spending months hatching eggs and keeping track of mutation points. I'm glad pal breeding is not as complex, because my MMO-focused brain loves the RNG element in Ark, and I didn't have that much self-control to stop focusing on eggs. But even if pal breeding is a lot more simplistic, it will still keep you occupied. In survival games, losing your bases and creatures are part of the game, but in Palworld, you can respawn them in your base after a cooldown of 10 minutes. It's my favorite aspect of the game, and it makes me wanna collect pals all day. I always hated the risk of losing my favorite dinos in Ark, but here, all that anxiety is gone. It's a survival game combined with an MMO, and this makes it more interesting. In comparison with other survival games, Palworld is a creature collector game first, and then a survival one. The main point is to hunt pals with good passes, and once you find a really good one, you know it's there to stay, and you won't lose it. And all those pals you don't want to keep, sacrifice them in order to make your main creatures better. Pal management is intuitive, storing your tames in a pal box instead of keeping them around your base, causing lag and clutter. I love how convenient this type of storage is. Same for resources. Just keep your storage boxes in the radius of the base, and when you craft, the game takes resources from the boxes on its own. Palworld took the survival genre, removed all the inconvenient mechanics, and replaced them with MMO mechanics. To me, Palworld feels like Ark meets World of Warcraft meets Valheim. If the game had turn-based combat, I would have no interest in it. If they continue to upgrade and add new stuff to the game the same way an MMO does, then we have right here a perfect game to know life long term. For an early access game, the base build system is decent, but still needs some work around the snapping points. Base progression is a nice touch, and gives you a sense of direction in early game, but I'm not a fan of having a limited number of bases. Maybe this will change in time. Because your pals can work in your base, the game feels so much more alive, even in single player mode. While exploring, you can find chests, eggs, and useful materials all over the map. You need keys in order to open them, and that can be annoying. But at least these chests actually have good loot, unlike the so-called treasure chests in World of Warcraft. After each expedition, I always return with new pals and good loot, making this an endless satisfying game loop. One big problem of survival games is that once you get to endgame, the game becomes stale. I've experienced this in Ark many times, making me erase my saves and start over. Luckily, we have wall bosses and dungeons all over the map to keep us occupied. The spawns inside are different each time, so it's worth running them on cooldown. Everything you see in the world can be tamed, even the humans. In terms of difficulty, you can change the settings of your world whenever you want, but compared to Ark, you can't really do that many changes. If you don't know what you are doing, you can lose your base in an instant, or you can avoid dying completely. It's both a hard and easy game, and it can accommodate any form of playstyle from casual to hardcore. I have not reached endgame yet, nor do I plan to do a speedrun. Instead, I play it at my own pace, and so far, I'm having a lot of fun, and I pretty much forgot about all the other games I play. At least for now. I'm not expecting to play this game for the next 10 years, but for now, it's one of my favorites. Will Palworld keep me in-game the same way Ark did? I don't know yet. Only time will tell. I hope you enjoyed the video and let me know your opinion in the comments. I will start a new playthrough and play it on Twitch, so feel free to follow if you're interested. Until then, have fun and I'll see you in the next one.